What up? Hello, yellow, huh? You know it's
Morning.
Friday. You know it's Mars versus Venus. Wanna say top of the morning.
Friday.
Wanna say top of the morning. What are you doing? Who man are you hugging?
Wow.
Read the thing again and find it quick.
Oh, my morning magic.
Find it fast.
Hold
Send
on,
it to
hold
me
on,
too. I
hold
want
on,
that. I
hold
want
on,
to
hold
post
on.
that. That's important.
You see, but you're going to post it and cause comments with
The
it, though.
world needs to know this sort of information. A Bill.
I just know you're going to cause
Bill,
comments. I should have never
Jessica, Roberta Jackson.
Aisha Christabel, thanks.
Aisha Christabel.
Thank you.
The world needs this sort of information. It's important.
What the world needs now is love.
Well, we
sweet
did.
love.
The world didn't need love, but
It's the only thing.
we also
Right,
need
hold
that
on,
kind of
I'm sending
information.
it to you. Okay, I'll send it in the chats.
Yeah, you can send it there.
Pew, pew.
Wetty, why is he seeing Matty? Wetty messaging me slowly.
Okay, sending in chat. Okay, right. I'm reading it again because Jaiga asked me to read it again. We're talking about hugs and the fact that hug deprivation is a thing. It really is. Hug deprivation is real. Studies say that you need 8 hugs a day for maintenance. Hugs reduce stress, lower blood pressure, improves sleep, calms your muscles, releases dopamine, and builds trust. More hugs equal more healing. You're welcome. I don't know how he planning to rope that into a topic for the day.
No,
but,
that's not
he
topic.
just wanted to share it again. Okay. So, who are you hugging today?
Nah, that's not the question I asked at all. I know who nobody hugging, eh? All I want to know today is on both sides. I'm not going to do it halfway. You know,
P.S. Happy birthday, Elmo. Come on to your face. Come.
Happy birthday to
Come,
Elmo.
come.
Nah, he's saying not at all properly. Shout to Elmo. He's
Happy
in
birthday,
today. You know, we do
Elmo.
Elmo and we do Daily Show.
Yes.
Elmo
Elmo have his Earth strong today, so we love Elmo.
is celebrating his Earth Strong today.
Yes.
Daily Show is not in. I don't know how he come out on his birthday, but nevertheless, he's
Yeah,
here.
you're real wrong, boy.
Yeah, he come out on his
Why are
birthday
you
too.
here on your birthday? You should be home asleep.
Tell me.
Anyway, topic. Hit me.
Nah, that's not really the topic, That's not the topic. Let's go with what Rajali said. Things that we need to unlearn
In our
in
relationships.
going into your new relationships. Let's be honest
Right.
today. Let's be vulnerable today, guys. Let's speak on the things that you yourself need to stop doing in order to strengthen your new relationship.
So not what other people need to stop doing, what you
No, what you
need
need
to
to,
stop
yeah,
doing.
we're talking,
That's
talk to
nice.
yourself today. You understand? Be honest, and remember, we're not seeing you. We might hear your name, and be truthful, because sometimes the best way to heal is to actually speak out, eh?
Speak on, my
Yeah,
brother.
speak
on.
out. You understand? What are some of the traits you know you have that you need to adjust in your new relationship?
Oh, okay.
Because you have been told not once, not twice.
3 times a lady.
You've been told a few times well. You've been told a few times well that you do such and such.
Uh-huh.
And you know the old saying goes, trying to do the same thing over and over, looking for a different result is
Mad people
insanity.
action,
That's
mad
mad
people
people action. So what you think is something that you should change with yourself, and you want to publicly today say, okay, I, Jonathan James, no longer doing
So
XYZ.
this is an accountability exercise then.
Well,
Ooh,
yeah, well,
yes.
kind of. It's a nice exercise, something that we should do ever so often. It's a cleanse. Mars versus Venus, just cleanse today. Come out, say what
Cleanse, purge, whichever
you,
one you want to
whatever
use.
word you want to use.
Okay, cool.
Because we all have things that we need to not do anymore. You understand? There's some men who coincidentally or accidentally, when in a relationship, slip and maybe the tongue fall in somebody else more. They didn't mean to do it. It happened because of the rocky roads in Trinidad and Tobago. You know,
It's
people
a rocky
protesting.
road.
People protesting for roads. The roads are
So
rocky.
rough.
It's rocky. It's rough.
road.
You might be walking down the road and you slip and stumble.
A rocky road.
Yeah, it's a rocky road. A man don't wake. You know that's the problem. A lot of people feel men wake up every morning, go to shower, and leave with the intention to be with
To be
somebody
a dirty,
else.
stinking, dirty dog.
We use those words, but nobody, no human being gets up in the morning with the intention, today's the day. Let me put on my morning suit. Nobody wake up in the morning and says that to
Sing it
themselves.
again, sing it again.
I'm gonna put on my morning suit. Nobody, absolutely nobody does that.
Well, Well, we never think we are the villain in anybody's story, eh?
No.
We never ever think
yeah,
so.
but we don't. Nobody, no human being. If you ask, we could do intensive
A
study.
villain will never admit to being a villain. You understand? A villain always has a backstory and feels it's, their actions are justified.
But at the end of the day,
Still a villain.
we're not putting on a suit to go and look for something.
Anyway, Olia,
What are
hold
some of the
yourself
traits?
accountable.
What are some of the traits you
things-
need to unlearn?
Yes.
Moving into your new relationship.
Or maybe you are in a relationship. The relationship is done.
Yeah,
But
it's
you
on you-
would have things that you need,
need
to
to change.
unlearn if you
Yeah.
want to salvage. Or if not even forget the relationship. Things you need to unlearn just for your better
To be a better
to be
you.
able to a better you. Yeah? Okay.
Compromise is there. Some
Hit
people
it.
just don't know how to compromise.
Hit it.
You understand? That's what we're talking about today. As I say, it's a social cleanse. A Mars versus Venus cleanse today.
It's a purge.
Let's deal with the things them early out. You understand?
I, Avril Antoine, was going to change my facial expression, but then my brother Kevin George tell me I could remain just so, and the right man go see that is there front, so
Hi.
change nothing.
Wow. That's not the exercise today,
That's really
Avril.
not the
And the way you call Kevin name in that day, that is not the exercise. That is not the
She
exercise.
said change nothing.
Come on, guys. Let's be adults
Y'all,
about
we
this.
are not saying, okay, so when the person is right, yes, the person will be able to love you in your fullness, even flaws and all. You are fabulously flawed, all those wonderful things. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about being less than you are as a person, because you will never be perfection. You understand what I mean? Or what is perceived as someone's perfection. We're not saying change who you are in order for somebody
fix
to
it,
validate
yeah.
you.
No,
That's not what we're
we're
saying.
saying.
We're saying you yourself
And
me
everybody else.
personally must know it have something that is a blind spot for me that I need to work on in order to navigate my relationships better. I must
And
know
not
that.
only romantic relationships. It could be friendships. It could be relationship
You
on work.
understand?
Different sorts of relationships.
Yes.
But every individual has one of those. Don't try and come to me because we are not all perfect. Don't come to me. Nothing about me
Yes.
need to change that.
Maybe you're somebody who falls in love with potential as opposed to taking people as they are in front of you.
Maybe somebody casting your mother
Yeah.
purse
Wow.
when she rested
So
down.
he's a whole team. Maybe you are somebody who just like to say, I am just brutally honest. But it's really that you just
It's
you're
stem from-
mean. You're
yeah,
just
you're
mean.
mean,
You're
you're
mean
mean,
spirited.
you're
You know what I mean? It's not brutal honesty. And honesty doesn't have to be brutal. Honesty can be gentle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Honesty can be kind. Okay? Sometimes you just have to tell people all day, but at the same
In a
time,
kind, loving
in
way.
a kind, loving way.
Yeah.
You know?
I have done that a few times.
Really?
Yeah. Out of love. Well, you're thinking out of love.
With love.
yeah.
Okay. all right.
Love. Love is
A
love.
mess. A mess.
Breakfast party, good morning. What I need to change is I wish I could just forget about Red One. See Red One? Oh God,
So
but
that is not
devil,
a
I just
real
want to forget about
thing.
him.
No, it is for some people. Abby. You can't tell him, man, his love, his likeness for Red
He
Woman
wish
is
he
not
could
real.
forget, but that's not okay. All right.
He
I
wants to
guess
not focus there anymore because clearly that
You
distracts
don't
him.
want to focus on the superficiality of
yeah.
complexion. and
That's what he
politics
means. That's what
attached
he means.
anymore?
He doesn't use those words, but that's what he meant.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Yes, I'm glad all you say this is Saturday morning.
Mornings.
Not make my wife know how much money I have in my savings, because every time is she see her shoes, she see this,
You
she
know,
see that for the children, them,
I
and
don't
this
know,
and that and that and
you
blah blah
know.
blah blah blah. And when we bounce up a rainy day, oh God, you don't have it. No, I don't have it.
Well,
No, I don't have it. Second thing,
Yeah, mother.
oh God, you see. First I worry about the money, I forget about the second
You
thing.
know,
I go so clever.
if
Wow.
this was an exam, all you would feel, eh?
Know what he's saying.
Y'all are
that
misinterpreting the
No,
question.
I don't think he is misinterpreting. What he's saying is that he needs to omit from speaking about his accounts with his wife because clearly, every time she
So
feels
don't be financially accountable and honest then.
no, what he's saying is that every time there is a little disposable income, she finds something to do with it. So maybe he should stop saying there is
really think that's the-
disposable
you-
there.
that's the
That's what I'm
answer?
trying to interpret what
That's
he's
the
saying.
answer. Y'all, if this was CXC and they said in 500 words or less, in 300 words or
I
less,
don't need so much words.
let us discuss something within your person. something
that you
within
need to change.
that you need to change. This, if I was the examiner marking the paper, all you get is 0%.
All right, let me break it down again for you
Right.
guys again. For the people in the back, the hard and churn in the back.
Thank you.
Listen to what we're saying. We're asking you to think about something that within yourself
Within self.
that you know, not that you think, that you know you need to change, but you just have not gotten the courage yet to face it. Because a lot of us know these things, you know, but we don't have the courage to face it.
Because you are this way as a result of maybe a traumatic experience. You're in a comfort zone.
Sometimes you don't even know.
Exactly.
Sometimes you don't even
You're
know.
accustomed doing it because this is what is familiar. This is what feels safe.
Yeah. And the brain has a way of making you always go to the things that feel safe. That's how the brain works.
Yes.
So what you're doing now is facing that said thing and telling us in a voice note or in a WhatsApp, this is what I, Jonathan James, or Rebecca Julian need to change.
Right.
For yourself first,
Or Marlon Ashford.
that you know for sure is going to benefit your relationships down the road.
Keisha St. Hilaire.
Ooh, what a name. If I meet somebody named Keisha St. I just hailing she is. I feel that in the song like it had rap and cuss and thing in it. I just, hi, my name is Keisha. Keisha, what's St. Hilaire? Hi. And I gone.
Morning, Ocho from the VI. Love, light, and to its light. All right, so first of all,
Ooh, yes.
big up yourself, Abby, for that message. I think if black people hug each other more, we'd be more advanced as a people. We need to start doing that. Secondly, ladies, in 2023, coming into a new relationship, if you're so blessed to do so, do the entire world a favor and stop listening to Lily advice on a Friday morning because she can put all your back in the bush and y'all ain't gonna have no man and all you go wonder what going on.
But
Stop listening
Wow.
to Lily on a Friday morning.
All right. Okay. The VI.
First of all, the vehemence behind it, I need you to work through that. And secondly, that is not answering the question.
Oh, let's calm down and answer the question.
Let me answer the
please.
question,
So
man.
let me take it. We'll find somebody. Hold on.
Good morning, Ojo family. The one thing I need to change, I need to learn how to let go of my exes, my past relationships. Even though we may not be together, I tend to make them into friends. Friends where we close, and it really, really does
I've been saying, don't do it.
hinder and cause conflict in my present relationship.
You're telling me you only go in my mal.
In relationships, period. And I've noticed
I
that,
thought you only done.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
a few times, like, you know, hey, you know, Nicole, you don't want to let go of this person, you know, because when you're with someone, you become more than just with them, you guys become friends. So it's like very difficult for me to let go of that part of the relationship. And it causes a real conflict with
Yeah.
the person I'm moving on with.
Of course.
So that is one thing I
Nicole, you're
needed to
vexing me,
self-check, which I have.
No, you
Self-check.
pause.
I don't
You
have to be an
pause.
enemy, but we are not friends. We are exes.
All right.
And I have my
Boundaries.
life to live and you have your life to live. So that is the one thing I needed to check myself
it.
on.
This is how you
my
answer the
ex-husband
question,
said
guys.
that
Full
I do
marks.
not know how to let go.
She
of
just got a
past
distinction.
relationships.
Yeah.
So
Valedictorian is
one thing
Nicole.
that I'm working on
Just got
or
a
continue
distinction.
to work on in my present.
Nicole for
No,
valedictorian.
I want to take us back to a few months ago when we asked this question. This was the question we had actually asked in terms of can you be friends with your ex? And when I said me don't want no ex as friend, and I am distrustful of being with someone and knew somebody for whom the ex is their partner, and everybody's like, oh my God, Abby, you are so immature. Thank you, Nicole.
Nah,
Thank you.
There's ways to do it.
Thank you.
Once there's boundaries
And
within
you
your
stand up
exes-
there talking about you get me vexed.
Yeah, but there's boundaries.
You was the one who was talking about yes, you can be friends.
You
I
can,
think it's
though.
immature.
You can. You just have to have boundaries. What she's saying is that her not letting go means, hold on, from how I interpret what it is she said, is that she keeps them in a space that they shouldn't be in. More so than just an ex space. Because you can have a cordial relationship with an ex. You can. You can. I have cordial relationships with exes that be cool. You understand? Especially those who have
You have cordial relationships
Of
with
course,
exes.
I have cordial relationship with exes. I'm that guy. They don't
Friend, it's
understand the
true. You miss
assignment. My
one
husband
boy.
says I should stop telling lies because I don't remember the lies I tell. So I always get catch. So she's saying she has to stop lying. Okay. Somebody's saying here they need to stop drinking. That's something they need to do. That's also a deeper issue. But all right.
Ah, yes, I get it back. Something that I just do that I need to change is to speak up. And I say speak up like if I know this thing gonna bother me, talk. Let's be like, nah, I ain't
Beautiful.
comfortable with that. I ain't
Beautiful.
I ain't like how that
Yeah.
Oh, that cookie crumbling and top.
Yeah.
Nice. True facts.
That's
facts.
a good one. That's a
That's very
great
good. A lot of
answer.
people do that because of the fear of confrontation.
That's
The fear of
right.
confrontation is allow a lot of things to go grey. Because you try not to, you want to be that person that I want to confuse, say leave it alone, but then it builds within you.
Yeah.
And then the person on the other end might continue doing it unbeknownst that it's bothering you. So you cannot be upset with them either.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have a conversation, so they
Do
didn't
not
know.
Chest trap. That's called it chest strapping. You keep it on your chest and it sit down and it sit down and it get bigger and bigger
And then you
become
hear the
passive
person,
aggressive.
and you hear the person for something that didn't. And if you had the conversation, the person might regulate or check how they operate and fix it. It might. It's
Might.
a possibility they might.
A lot of the time, sometimes when you don't say something, and this is probably something I need to work on as well. Sometimes when you don't say something, it's because instinctively you know that this is going to become a sticking point in the space.
Yeah.
Like you instinctively know. And
Once you bring it up, we will have a problem.
And you begin seeing the potential for problems later on. So you tell yourself, you know what, if I just leave it alone, it will work itself out.
It
Say
normally,
something, no, it's not.
95% of
It's
the time
not.
to do work itself out.
Nope.
It's always come back to bite you.
Facts.
Morning, guys.
Morning, honey.
So, honestly, I know this about myself, but it's so hard. I need to be more gentle with my friendships because I have to say people suffer. Thank you. People suffer, and sometimes, like when my friends make decisions, I just like automatically, I just be like, you know what? But I lock you up, yes, because you should.
Wow.
I need to be more gentle and more understanding. And no lie, actually working on it. I've been going to therapy to fix that aspect of my life. Because of that, I hardly have friends. So,
Alright.
yeah.
That's good. Thanks for your honesty. And that is important.
Giving people grace and giving yourself grace. Yeah, no, I love that.
That's important. So she said how sometimes somebody gets because
Good little topic.
because views,
Yes.
a lot of people's views don't align, right? That happens. Even in friendships, you'll have the best friends with somebody, and there's one particular topic that you all wouldn't agree on. And sometimes it's sports, it could be relationship, it could be how you parent. That's a big touchy feeling for some because it might have two friends, they have kids together, everybody going on,
She's gentle parenting and
you rough,
out
and
here.
then two all you clashing in the middle.
That's right.
And you see, she unlocks you because she doesn't do what you do, but you have to understand again what you said, Abby, is very important. Giving people grace is so important in this space. And sometimes, even as adults, with friendships, I'm not talking romantic stuff here, that's with friendships, conversation is always the healer, bro.
Always.
As hard as it might be uncomfortable, just facing it and talking it through. It gives the two people on both ends the opportunity to assess within themselves and see how you can move forward. And trust me, listen, I want to be the poster person for that. I believe that is my calling, the poster person for talking through difficult relationships in terms of hard conversation, both on the romantic side and on the friendship side, because it's very important. Take our next one.
Morning breakfast party, Jaiga and Miss Jackson Raw, Roddy and Nikki, wherever it's now. Jaiga, for me, I think I need to change keeping my suggestions to myself and listen more. Don't really talk, just listen. Because even though the suggestions are good, sometimes you just gotta let people be and take one for the team sometimes. So that's my thing.
Again, it's something that we always say, listen
love it.
attentively and don't listen to answer.
Hey, you.
Which is that thing a lot of human beings
It's
do.
hard.
Don't feel guilty in no way that you do it because it happens to all of
It's
us.
difficult.
It's difficult to do, but sometimes we just have to listen attentively. We listen something, especially in confrontation kind of situations.
You don't make up your mind about what you're going to say.
Yeah, and you listening to them, but you ain't hearing what they say because you don't want
You
to
planning your
answer back.
response.
Yeah, you just want to answer back. We do it all the time, and it's a hard practice, but it can be fixed. Trust me, there's exercises that you can do to fix that. I need to stop looking at red flags and believing that I can change them.
Oh, sweetie, the red flags are not a festival. It's
it's
not
not
an amusement park.
It's not a festival.
No, it's not.
Blessed morning, Ken. I have traveled from the U.S. to come to the hospital in San Fernando General Hospital to visit a close relatives. It's been about 4 days now. I'm going to the hospital, no air condition, and the upper floor of the patients and nurses. Oh, this is a whole different thing.
Oh, okay.
All right, apparently there's some misuse going on at San Fernando General Hospital.
Oh,
if you all could address it, please do.
That woman is Ali. Oh, morning.
Mornings.
All jokes aside, breakfast party, I could really give up my manipulative wordplay. Because, I mean, sometimes in a relationship, you really have to listen to what the other party is saying and not always have some smart remark or reasons for why I actually do the wrong and try to make it right.
Yeah, facts. Yes, my guy.
I love the energy this morning.
I need to stop trusting with my everything.
Well, actually, I hear what you're saying, but as dangerous and scary as it is, sometimes you have to go through it. Just give up yourself 100.
Yeah, but don't be no.
Don't be a baby,
Yeah, no.
but give up yourself 100.
Let good sense prevail.
And we are all babies at times.
Yeah.
We are all babies at times. Lisa, good morning with your family. I need to change my spending habits and also loan money to family and friends.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay, Lisa.
Financial accountability. All right.
Good morning. I'd like to remain anonymous too. My traumas make me not like humans, so I have been gradually working on understanding that most male species are stupid and to accept people where they are at in life. But seriously, I understand the person who talk about not speaking up because we are always seen as complaining and stuff as women when you speak up, and sometimes it's not that I don't like something and I'm saying it so that we can address it. But if I am feeling like I'm bothering you, I tend to not say anything, and eventually you'll be in a relationship by yourself.
Wow.
I get that. No, you know that thing about, okay, so you speak up once, you speak up twice.
Then
and
you
the
start to
point
come
is
off as annoying.
there's no changed behavior.
No resolution, yeah.
So then I am that person. I stop talking, and yes, you will realize you're in a relationship by yourself eventually. No, facts.
Good morning, breakfast party. Ojo, will please send me that guy's information. I'm going to find him and give him a hug because clearly he needs one. Bro, you mightn't like my opinion, but I do not lie. As far as things I need to change, my own children have said that when I'm upset about something enough, I can be very hurtful with my words and my actions. And so for the people I love, I want to be able to measure that. I want to be accountable for that. And I want to, take stock of that so that I don't hurt the people I love. For the people I don't love, you're getting it on 100 plus.
Wow. No, that's serious. That's very serious. And it's something that we've been hearing for decades upon decades, especially where women are concerned. And it's not no bashing of a woman. Women's words are powerful. It's always been from the beginning of time. A woman could make or break a man with words. That's how it's been. And you hear it with that's in how they speak. When women could articulate themselves properly.
That's such a dangerous trope, though.
No, listen to what I'm saying, Abby. I'm talking about how men receive what women do. You have to understand something, especially in a vulnerable space when a man is with a woman.
But
when
this goes both ways.
I know, but men are action figures. Most times. They do. I'm saying they might do something to hurt you. Like physically do something. I'm not talking about abusive here, but do something dumb, like have an affair and them kind of things. Women have a way that they can inflict that same pain with words. That's all I'm saying. So what she said when she's angry, she could say things to hurt the people she loves.
That's across the board. That is across the board, Jaiga.
I don't think it's
we have to stop buying into those tropes because there are a lot of people who, when you say that, there are a lot of people who then piggyback onto that and go into the realm of false equivalencies of trying to make it seem as though women buy abuse wholesale because of the things that they say.
Oh, no. That's not what I'm saying.
Women's words are the equivalent to the fact that women are dying at the hands of men in terms of physical abuse. Let me make it clear.
That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
So we have to be mindful buying into those
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying that at all, because at no point in time, anything a woman say should the equivalent it should be a lash. At no point. That's not what I'm saying.
I need to underline that.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's why I always say a woman's strength is in her mouth, but it doesn't mean that it requires somebody to hit them. That's not what I'm saying at all. I want to make that absolutely clear. But they have a way with words.
We all need to be mindful of what we say. All of us, man, woman, in between, however you identify, we all need to be mindful of the things that we pour into people in terms of what we say. We need to lean into affirmation and move away from words that minimize and that seek to destroy people on both sides. That is not gender specific.
But it's easy though. That's why we do it. It's
yes,
easier.
It's not gender specific.
It's easier to get nasty It's just easier. That's why people do it. It's hard to find. It's like when you're upset or you know for a fact that the person you're with, and as I said, I'm not only speaking in a place of romantic relationship. It's okay and cool to send words of affirmation to a friend. Like when last you pick up your phone and tell a friend, somebody you know and see doing well. Pick up the phone and be, hey, I'm proud of what you're doing.
Me.
Or when last did you even pick up your phone and show genuine concern for a friend? Like, hey, I saw so what's happening. You need any assistance? And the assistance don't necessarily mean sending $2. Assistance could mean, hey, what's going on? Weekend, send me go cheering by me. And you take the weekend for yourself. I go watch you go cheering. That's to give you that peace of mind, give you 48 hours for yourself. People don't understand how important them little things are. And that's affirmation in itself. We always feel, and that's because of the things we've been manipulated to believe that we measure everything with dollars. So you're only my friend if when I need 10,000 you give me. If you can't give me 10,000, you don't care about me. That's not true. I care about you. I can't give you the 10,000, but I can give you something just as equivalent, which is my time. If I leave from which part I am to come by you, to sit down and reason, talk it through. You say, boy, this is what happening, I need money for. All right, cool. We don't have the money. What else we could do to fix the situation and work it out as brethren and see, all right, what will you do? How will you handle it?
We need help with.
I could do this, we will do this. I will drop you to work for the next 2 weeks.
So
them kind of things.
Them
kind of things.
Yeah.
People need to understand that's what friendship is. That is what being a good person is. It's not necessarily, but we so measure things in dollars. And it happens especially in the situation of man, woman, children. As I always say, most of the times you feel that women, they be coming down on men. Oh, you ain't getting channel money. And the reason why it feels that way to some men is because you're not only not giving money, not giving of your time and self.
Hey, you.
So she automatically goes there because the common denominator is the fact that she's under pressure and money is wasting. So if she ain't seeing the money and she not seeing you, frustration. You understand?
Simple thing like you're not around.
You're not around.
Wake up in the night to help feed child and all that.
You're not around to even give her a little ease in
understand?
terms of one weekend.
Wash some diapers.
You decide, well, hey,
them.
you do you. I will keep the churn.
Thank you.
Or they don't have to be in a relationship for that. So they know that they could get time for themselves because everybody needs that. You can't be helter-skelter all over the place. You live in your happy-go-lucky life. You ain't spending $1. And you ain't self giving the child. You know nothing about your child. Like the other day, I took it. She said, you even know my favorite color? I say, what? I start. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you know me then. I said, and because I know you get nothing. I said, oh, you want to try me? I went from color to way this eat to way every here.
What you allergic to? Where's my blood type?
And don't to the allergic way you can take, way can I take, how your sleeping habits, what side you sleep on.
That's right.
Oh, so you know me? I say, yeah, that's why you get nothing.
That's why I can tell you no.
That is why I can tell you. Don't come try and be smart and bright with me. I have all the answers to you.
Yes, people, good morning, Ojo. I will have to agree with Jaiga because, as Sting said in a song, poets, priests, and politicians have words to thank for their positions. When you see a woman push your tongue on you, it's all for Jesus.
Okay. That one's a little.
Okay.
I know the all for Jesus.
Lily, I totally understand that. I just go from zero to drag it to hell in like nothing. And that's something that I've been working on as well. But I just want people to know the demon that you think you have, minds will always want to overpower you. So just leave my demon alone and we'll be fine, you know.
Wow. Demon is the word she choose to use then.
You know. It's a hypothetical. It's figurative.
Just leave my demon
It's
alone.
metaphorical.
Wow.
It's
then.
metaphorical. Okay.
Leave my demon alone.
All right, guys. So that's the question in terms of what do you need to work on for yourself. Be brave. Be brave.
Listen, trust me, that in itself, just speaking it out loud is a form of healing. Because you say it out loud and you're in the perfect forum here and nobody knows you are anonymous. Just send your voice
note. Unless it's Lily or Ayana.
Oh yeah, who?
But we don't know their face, we know their voice. We don't know their
and
face.
they're comfortable with themselves as well.
Yeah.
God, is that back on a message of you?
Alright, so let me answer the question for real. Alright, so 2 things I'll definitely work on is is honesty. That's definitely what I've worked on since my last relationship. It was definitely one of the detriments, just not being honest about things. And moving forward with women that have been interested in me, it has definitely proven very fruitful, and they appreciate the honesty, or at least, that they have the choice to, make a decision if I do something that they do not agree with. And the second is just knowing my worth and not selling myself short, be it in a
Bang.
romantic relationship or especially in business relationships. In the
Good.
past, definitely I've always sold myself a little
Good.
too short, but moving forward, being more assertive has definitely proven, better for me in the long run.
Love
Yes,
it.
I.
Love it. Good stuff.
Morning. One thing I really need to work on, and I really need to work on very serious, is stop being so, as they say, such a soulfish. Because people have a tendency of taking your kindness for weakness.
Yep.
But it's just that you're trying to help people because you're hoping somehow it goes down and filters into your children getting help somewhere along the way. But people are really selfish. They're selfish and they take advantage of things. And I need to work on that. Sorry to say, but I need to toughen up a little bit. Have a good day, everybody.
When I hear people say that, in some ways it makes me sad because the world sometimes brutalizes you into not being the good and kind and wonderful person that is instinctive to you. Like, the answer to the world being selfish is not for us to actually become selfish, It's actually for us to continue to pour into the spaces that we're in. Nobody's saying cut off your nose and spoil your face, as the old people say. Nobody's saying let people pee in your eye and call it rain. Yes, of course, be aware and move accordingly. But at the same time, it always makes me sad sometimes when I hear people say, because they've been so brutalized by the world and people have taken advantage of them, their reaction then to safeguard themselves now is to throw up walls and be less of the instinctively good and kind and wonderful person that they have always been. You have to find the middle ground. You have to find the balance of continuing to pour good into the world. Because if all of us stop pouring goodness into the world, then, the world will be an even worse off place than it is right about now. And we know it's a dumpster fire at the moment. So, yeah. So if you had to change one thing, what would it change?
Is that me?
Yes.
One of the things I do is active listening.
That's something you have to change. You have to do more of.
That is something I've been doing more of, and that's one of the things I know for sure. If I look back on the past 15 years of my life, it's something that I definitely needed to, and I've been doing and seeing and reaping the fruits of it.
Okay.
And having uncomfortable conversation.
Okay.
I do that quite well now. It's still not easy, but I do it much better than I would have before. 7 years ago, 5 years ago, definitely wasn't doing that. I running from that. I don't have nothing that make me feel uncomfortable. I don't have no conversation that I had to feel away when I, that kind of...
I feel a how.
I feel a how when I sign the talk to and I sign it and I running from that. But now, I face it and deal with it because, check it out, it's a slang that, like, Dr. Amal and me just use this all the time. That's her favorite thing. Did you die?
But did you die though?
Did you see that? We laugh at it as a meme, but in truth and in fact, if you can get through something, and at the end of that something that you felt you couldn't get through, you standing, did you die?
Yeah.
So that is kind of the energy I use now. I ask myself, how bad it could possibly be? How bad it could possibly be? We all suffer things. And one of the times when I felt it and I saw that I was really prepared is when my father was on his last. I saw everybody around crumbling and nobody can understand it. Thought I was kind of, protecting myself, but I was fully aware of what's going to happen and was prepared. So I dealt with it in the way he wanted me to deal with it, because as I always say, he always taught me that a man's job is to prepare his children for his passing. And we had great conversations. I knew exactly all his wishes, what he wanted. And my sisters and mom and everybody, as much as they thought they were prepared, they wasn't. When it happened, everybody fall down. But for me, I was emotionally and mentally prepared for it. What I wasn't prepared for is people around me who I felt should have done more, didn't. like I didn't lose friendships, but there was a particular friendship in mind. I always talk about that particular person just disappeared.
Because death made them very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. And I didn't know that at the time, but they disappeared. But in them disappearing, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I was upset for a long time.
Rub you the wrong way, it hurt you.
Yeah. So I was upset for a long time because it's like, well, of all the times, like we could
when
do
I needed
everything.
you.
And the one little time when I looking for you, just disappear. So those type of conversations is what I'm talking about that you need to have. And that was not a romantic conversation. That's
just
peer
friendships.
friendship.
Human interpersonal relationships.
And that is when those times in anybody's life is when you see who is genuine and who's not. Because sometimes, like I've heard stories about people talking about, yeah, they're my best friend, me and that person good for 15 years, and bam, something traumatic happened to you and they are nowhere to be found. And sometimes you feel as though it's because of some kind of hidden hatred, but it's not. It's fair. They not understanding how to deal with you, not understanding what you need, and the fear of coming to confront you to ask. Because in that moment, like especially when you have a friend who was a child, that's one of the most traumatic things, because bearing children is just not something nobody's ever be prepared for, whether or not your child was born ill.
It's like unnatural. It goes against the laws of nature.
Right, and even if your child was born ill, and you fully well know that your child not going to make it, from the time a year past, 2 years past, you have that bond. So you know the child might make it to 10, but the child is 8. You understand? And die. You still suffer. And friends around people like that sometimes don't know how to process and how to come to them to say, hey, and what we were saying earlier, is not, or sometimes it's just being in the space helps. That they could turn on in the house and see you sitting down, see you washing our wares or sweeping up or folding a sheet, doing something to assist in the moment. That goes a long way. So that's the thing. And sometimes that's what friendship looks like. Friendship looks like you just showing up for the people you love. Not financially, but showing up.
Romantic relationships is that times 100.
Correct. And a romantic
that
relationship is that
100.
times 100, because that person expects you to be soft when they need you. And in that time when you're breaking down and crying and can't control yourself, that's the person to bring a glass of water, to prop you, to hug you, to do exactly what you need in that moment, which is a job. Being in a relationship is really a job. It's just a job that you don't get before. Yeah, look at it that way. It's one that you don't get a six-figure salary.
I would say a job. I would say a commitment in every sense of the word. Is either in it or you're not in it.
You think?
Know?
So that is it for us there, guys.
This was great, guys. This was great. Loved it. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being vulnerable.
For those of you who shared, we say thank you so much. And it's the first step into you being better.
Yeah.
Right? I wish you all great success. I wish everybody, if you will, could just love a little bit more. As I always say, lead with love. We'll be in a better position.
And if you thought we asked the question this morning, we genuinely stumped, your little homework assignment is just to kind of think about it occasionally over the weekend till you come up with it. Yeah, and just like jot down some things.
Just write it down.
Jot down some things that you could go back to a year or two from now and say, I remember when I made this commitment to myself.
Write it down. Write down what it is you want to change about yourself and revisit it, let's say 90 days from now.
Yep.
And see where you're at.